Well, hello, coffee time friends. How y'all doing? It's coffee time and supper time. It's 6:01. We're a little earlier than we normally are, but we're about where we want to be. 6 o'clock is a good time for supper, and this is about done. Mama, why don't you tell them what you've already done?
Well, what I've already done is just brown my ground chuck, what little we had, and onions and salt and pepper sauce in here. So then we're going to add the rest.
You put any of this in it yet?
No, not yet. I'll sprinkle those of each one.
This is Y'all Brands Southern Secret Onion and Garlic and Y'all Brands Fancy Steakhouse. And that's what we're using today in this beef cabbage soup. Now, we love beef cabbage soup. We've been known to fix it twice a week. Let me tell you what happened to us here. So, we weren't fooled. We knew.
You can these open so I can mash them up.
We knew that spring wasn't really here. We knew that that was just a pretend spring. So it's back to cold. It's in lows in the 30s. 40s has been the highs today. We're going to have highs of 50s. But this is the normal weather pattern. We weren't fooled by those 80-degree days, were we, Mom?
That goes in here, honey.
So these are whole tomatoes. Y'all know Mama likes to use whole tomatoes in soups because when in the canning process, whole tomatoes are the best quality. Wait a second, Mama. Whole tomatoes are the best quality of the tomatoes. Even though this one's got a spot on it, but that's just what happens. So when they're canning them, they can the whole ones, they can the smaller one. The smaller your tomato down to the juice is the top is the whole ones. But, so this is just going to be beef cabbage soup tonight. Quick and easy and delicious. And Mama says she's been cold all day long. She's been working in the garage. Haven't you?
Yeah, I got really cold.
She's been out there playing in Tupperware. You know how little girls go out and play in their playhouse? Mama plays out in the garage, and she likes to get up there and play with her
I
Tupperware.
could have turned on that heater, but I didn't see no sense in it. I didn't.
Well, there wasn't no sense in being no heater if you was cold, Mama.
I thought, well, I won't be out here but just a minute.
I bet she's out there hours.
I sat there a couple hours anyway.
She knows how to turn the heater on. It's a gas heater, and I've told her 1,000 times, Mom, when you go out there, turn the heater on. Don't be out there cold. And it's not that cold. It's always 50 degrees in our garage, even in the winter. I've never found it below 50, even when it's been really cold.
But I get cold easy.
But Mama gets cold at 55 or 50. She gets cold at 80 sometimes. But anyway, she's out there going to Tupperware. She's got an event this weekend. Her and her director, Miss Maria. Y'all met Maria. Well, there's another tomato with a spot on it. I guess it's just spotty tomatoes. Is this a can of leopard tomatoes?
No, Lord, no.
It's just little spots like you have on tomatoes, but I don't want them in the soup. Her and Maria are doing an event this weekend and gonna set up, display, show off some Tupperware. But let me just tell you, that's what Mama likes. That's what she loves. She loves to get out and talk to people. And she won't talk to you all because she knows how many executives is out there. And she gets a little stage fright. But one-on-one, she can hold her own with the best of them. Can't you, Mom?
All except my youngest sister. I ain't hold on with her.
Where's your glasses, Mama?
My goodness.
Was things blurry? How many hands am I holding up?
I don't know if one hand was 5 fingers.
How come you're not wearing them?
I just had them off earlier.
Have you laid them down somewhere?
They're in there, but one's in the bathroom, I guess. I pulled them off to
I'm going to get one of them chains and put them around her neck.
pulled them off to brush my hair. I guess that's where they're at.
When she first got glasses, I said, I'll get you one of them chains put around. She said, you ain't putting one of them old women chains on me.
That's old people.
I wanted Mama to get some of them big cat eye glasses that come up and had little diamonds and, you know, them fancy silver looking ones with string. It come down, she can hang around her neck.
70s or 60s.
Oh, I think she'll look cute in them.
I don't live through that early.
Well, it's about time to go back and get some more glasses. I'll tell you that. So when I go pick them up this time, I'm gonna wait till she's dilated, her eyes, and then I'm gonna say, "Mama, these look good," and I'll pay that girl to agree with me, and we'll get her some real
I'll
glasses.
tell her I'll sprinkle her up if she does me that way.
Oh, we could let them pick Mama. Would y'all pick her some big old glasses? Don't you think Mama needs some big old black glasses, like bus windows?
Look like a hoot owl with
A hoot owl? You need a statement glasses.
Statement glasses.
I think she'll look good in them black round frames. Mama wants something, you know, if you'll notice these that she's got, not today, but when she wears them, she said, I want something that matches my hair. Do you match your glasses to your hair?
I want them to see me, which is not good looking.
You don't want them to see you too bad.
I want them to see me and not two big round circles sticking up there or squares on my face. Put them beans in here so I can get this.
Yes,
out.
ma'am. Is this all the beans I get?
I'm gonna see what it makes. I don't want 10 tons of it.
You know, you get those pintos in there. You got that. It's not
I don't
traditional.
want pintos in this.
Yes, ma'am. May I cut cabbage now?
Yeah, I may have to have another can of beans.
I think you will.
It ain't very beany.
Mom expects a lot out of a 15-ounce can of beans. Let's look right down here. Cabbage is being prepared. This is a half a head, and I'm just going to give it a rough chop, and I'm just cutting all the way around it, just like this, just to get some smaller pieces. Mama informed me tonight, cut them smaller than you did last time. I want to be able to eat them and not have to chew on them, which means you didn't cut them right. So all the way around we go with a cut downward. So cut it in half, which this one's already in half. And then I'm going to just cut it up. Now for y'all, this was not, Mama got that out for me tonight, wasn't me? So somebody's going to say, you could have got the big one. Oh, she was dirty.
That's the one I used.
She gave me a dirty knife to use.
It was not dirty. It had just cut a few onions, but it was in the meat already.
Mama chopped it up for the meat, for the onions. It wasn't dirty. I'm just a kid. Does people still say just a kid? Meaning joking? Wonder where that come from. Kidding. I'm just a kid. Just a joking. I know these knife skills are magical. Some of y'all like to tell me all the time how magical and how much it means to you. My goal is to get it in smaller pieces when I'm cutting it. Whatever I have to do. So, no, I don't use the correct culinary method because I don't know it. I just chop it. Now, this looks like a lot of cabbage. We have discussed cabbage before. Now, there's the core. We don't want him. So we are going to cut him right out. All the core. I don't cook the core in anything. I would eat the core maybe, or with some salt or something. But I don't want to put it in a meal of any kind because it will get stronger. I don't know what Mama's going to do in the next few days, but I've ordered you something, Mama.
What have you ordered? Something to work with. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm just breaking this news to Mama at this time. So don't judge her for her response. I've ordered you a flat of strawberries, Mama.
Oh, no. A cup or a flat?
Flat.
You mean like 12 or 24?
I don't know. They're selling them flats and half flats. And when I thought of strawberries, I thought, whole flat sounds better than a half flat. The school is selling them. I don't know if they're out yet or not, but if they're not, get a hold, if you're local, get a hold of them tomorrow and see. Mama, can I get rid of some of that? Well, here, I can cut this other piece up on top.
Wait a minute, I'll bring it to you because I don't want to air that over there.
So I've ordered you a flat of strawberries. So what are you going to do with them?
I guess you'll leave them.
No. No, Mama. I ain't going to eat no whole flat. I was thinking some freezer preserves might be in the near future.
Yeah, we could do that.
Would you all like to see some freezer preserves? Where Mama makes some, she showed you all last year, year before last, and we put them in the freezer in pint jars. Would y'all like to see that? Or do you have any suggestions for what one might do with a whole flat of strawberries? I know how big they are. I think they're in plastic things with that big. So I think there's 6, 7 in there maybe. I don't know. There's quite a few. We made preserves out of them last year.
This will fill a little bit more. It's big. And it's the center.
She actually, look at this. She dragged this out of the soup and wants it cut another time.
Or two.
Would anyone like to come and cook with her? It takes some training. Takes some know-how. She's strict. Have you ever had food returned to you right in front of your friends and told you you did it wrong and
They wouldn't have known it if you hadn't done it.
Mama, they can hear you.
Running your mouth.
You guys are getting to see the real Mama right now. That run. See, now that's harsh words, Mama. That hurt my feelings.
Oh.
Right here in front of all my friends, embarrassing me. Well, it looks like a cabbage parade's come through here. This counter was clean. This cutting board is clean. And I did wipe it. I ain't just saying it's clean because it wasn't nothing on it. I did wipe it down real good because I knew what a mess this was going to be. You know how some things you just make a mess out? This is one of them. And I know y'all say your cutting board's too little, John. Well, that's the one I got. This is the chore board. This is what we have on our Etsy store. It's got our picture on it. Coffee Time with John and Mama, and it's the chore board, and I love it. To me, it's the right size because you got a good handle, you got a good surface. It's not one of them little tiny ones. It's got a good surface. It's plain on the back, and our picture on the front. And I have got a larger one, but it's thin, and I don't use it. I used to use it over the sink. It's one of those that fits over the sink to give you that much more space. Let's try a piece of this core. It's been a long time since I ate a piece of cabbage core. Somebody told me the other day they loved it with salt and pepper on it.
Daddy, when we made kraut, he would put a stock of that core in quart jars at once in a while.
In the kraut?
Yeah,
To eat later? Or did it help the kraut? Oh, so he pickled in a core, is what she's saying. So here's black pepper and salt and a core. I've not eaten them in years. Well, it's powerful. It's powerful swallow.
Open that can of beans and then another can of tomatoes, cause that cabbage took up the whole Juice and everything.
And this is how we end up with 2 gallons of soup every time we cook.
You cut too much cabbage.
I cut exactly what she laid out. No, there's never any cabbage soup goes to waste here. I don't ever remember us throwing away cabbage soup. Because Mama will eat it for 2 days, I'll eat it for 2 days, I'll eat it for 3 days. There ain't no shame in my game. I'll eat it. I'll take that for lunch, and I'll eat it. So, I don't care a bit to make too much cabbage soup. Now, pinto beans, love them. Talking to a friend of ours last night, Mama's, well, she's my friend too, but she's Mama's age. And Mama was talking about when her and her husband and Mama and Dad would go out to eat, they would go to, there's a place, Younger Cumberland Falls, not far from here. I tell you what, that core is hot. I feel like I've had hot sauce. Is the core always that hot?
Usually.
Ooh, no wonder you don't put it in coleslaw.
Yeah.
But they would go to this lodge, and they had,
A big buffet.
listen to her, she's just
A
get,
big buffet.
get back to busy, she says. They had a buffet. And so they would go there to eat, and they had steaks, and they had, you know, all kinds of stuff. I never did go, but they told me. Well, Mom's friend and my dad would go get pinto beans and cornbread, and that was what they would eat. Mostly off the buffet was pinto beans and cornbread. And she said her husband and Mama, she said, we went for the good stuff. So they were telling her how much she loved pinto beans, and she said for the 2 of them, they fixed a pound at a time. And that's quite a bit of beans. I said, well, Lord, if we do that, we have a bunch left over. She said, we don't ever have none left over. We eat them till they're gone. So it depends on if you really love them. I love them, but I like them the first day when they're good and soupy. I will eat them the next day. But if there's any left after that, we just go ahead and plan on turning them into chili or something. I was going to put them in that big cabbage soup. Mama said no.
Oh, I don't want pinto beans in my cabbage soup. Shoney's gonna put it in hers.
No. Do you see a little woman in there standing beside me?
Yeah.
I don't either.
I see her arm.
I see her arm. I'm going to get one of them Find Me cameras. You know, they make them, Mama, that follows you around the room.
I do.
Yes, they do. And it just travels with you. Well, ours wouldn't last long. We'd have to get one with a big warranty. Because the time it followed you around the room, you'd be wore out.
Well, I should make stuff better.
Now, so far, this is 3 cans of 14.5 ounces of whole tomatoes we put in there. And Mama scrunches them up. See, you can't even find her. She's off that camera. You want a piece of this core to try?
No, thank you.
You'll eat a raw potato.
I'll eat raw potatoes, but I don't, and I'll eat raw cabbage. I cut it off about, but I ain't eating that core. I need core all my life.
Let me tell you a little secret. You get behind the scenes stuff when people do shows. Well, here's a behind the scenes conversation that happens here quite often.
You don't have to tell everything you know.
What am I going to tell?
You're going to tell them about eating potatoes and getting choked every time.
Mama, I was not, but since you brought it up.
No, you was. You know you was.
I would never have told that story.
Yeah, that's exactly where you was going.
What makes you want to tell that, Mama?
Well, what you gonna tell them?
Well, no, I'm not going to tell my story now. I'm going to tell about you eating raw potatoes. And me having to say, Mama, don't eat any raw potatoes. You'll be choked up half of the show. It's the truth. If she peels potatoes, she cuts them in her hand. She won't use a cutting board.
I'm over.
So she's got that potato, and here she goes. All the way through the middle, turn it over, all the way through the middle. She quarters it, cuts it, next piece. I said, Mama, you know you get choked on them every time. I'm not going to get choked. Hush. 9 times out of 10, she does
Well,
it.
I never peel potatoes unless I eat about it.
Do y'all eat raw potatoes? I did one time. Don't care for it. Mama loves it.
It's habit. I've always.
She says she's always done it. I'm not interested in raw potatoes, but Mama, she'll get choked on it. Not like, deathly choked, just coughing and carrying on, spitting and spluttering. Mama, I'm glad you confessed that. I wouldn't have told it on you eating raw
No,
potatoes.
you sure wouldn't have told that. That's exactly what she was going to tell. I know you like a hood. I know you better than you do.
That's probably the truth. Okay, Mama. This soup is almost done because she already had the meat done. The meat takes about 10 good minutes to fry in a skillet with onions. You want those onions to get iridescent or see-through kind of, and you want that meat not to be any pink. So it does take about 10 minutes for that. The rest of it's just throwing your cans of stuff in there and your seasonings and your cabbage. Yes, I love raw potatoes. Melissa, do you get choked? I love raw potatoes. Some of them that I peel never make it to the pot. Mama, you have friends. Patty's has got. I do eat raw potatoes. Sue does too, Mama.
I eat
Strawberry pizza. That sounds good. Hi from Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania. Hey, Kim. I love raw potatoes, Shirley says. Mama, you have a whole following.
I've always been.
Love listening to your story. Well, thank you, Debbie. Raw potatoes are good, Carolyn says. Well, Carolyn Davis. You're probably Mama's cousin, Carolyn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy, for the stars.
I had it.
I ate the raw cabbage cord. Joanne, is it hot all the time, or is this one just a special offer? I mean, hot like it's had. I put a little black pepper on it, but not. I can eat black pepper. It's just real, like intense. Raw potatoes are good with a little salt.
That's right. She's on the right track.
Cindy says. I eat raw potatoes. Ann says, Mama, it's me. I'm the odd person out now. I eat raw potatoes with salt and pepper. Donna. Hey, Christy, I love raw potatoes. Ain't nobody said nothing about not wanting them. Oh, here's one. Margie, thank you. I hate raw potatoes. Thank you, Margie Roseman. I just thought it tasted a little bit like wet dirt. And now I'm not.
You put salt on that potatoes so good. I've eaten them from little girl or peeling them right on them now. Every time I peel them, I have to eat them out of it. Johnny!
What?
I will beat you to death.
She stands over and talks. She don't know. So she thinks she's in another room or something. She's right there. I love raw potatoes, Michelle says. I love raw potatoes, Natalie says. Nettie. Nettie Valentine. Nettie, you like raw potatoes? You like salt and pepper on them? Love raw potatoes. Howdy from Kansas. Janet. I like them, but quite quick because I had... You could get... Whoa!
You could get what?
You could get worms that way. Is that true? Lisa, I don't know.
I'm probably got worms anyway.
Raw potatoes are good with salt or plain. From Pikeville, Tennessee, Elizabeth. I may have to try one. I ain't tried one in 25 years. Y'all taught me into. I'll try a raw potato next time she cuts them up. I don't like raw potatoes, but cooked any way you fix them. I do too, Stephanie. I just ain't never liked them raw. Well, when I tried them last.
If you'd have ate them from a little kid right on up, you might like
Meatloaf, mashed potatoes in North Carolina.
Oh,
Gina,
boy.
we had that the other day. Nope, on the raw potatoes. Michelle, I'm getting a few friends, Mama. I like potatoes raw with some salt and Waverly, Ohio, Brenda says.
That's right.
I love potatoes and cabbage. Oh, yeah, I do too. I never liked raw potatoes, Nancy says. Nancy, I'm glad somebody's waiting. I'm going to try them again. Y'all, if all y'all like them, I just thought it was something Mama was into. Everybody likes them. Gina, Martha. My mother always said you would get a bellyache for eating raw potatoes, Wanda says. I don't like raw potatoes, Rebecca. So there's about 4 or 5 of y'all that said you don't like them. I don't like raw potatoes. I don't either, Vicky. Well, I'm going to say I don't until I know better, but...
We was told if you eat green apples, you'd get bellyache, but never on potatoes.
Well, I guess anything could give you a bellyache. I guess that could have been a parental control. Like, get out of here and let me get my potatoes cut. No, you can't have one. They give you a bellyache. And maybe they do. No raw potatoes, Nadine. John, do you and Mama live together? Paula, we do for the most part. Mama she's certainly enfeebled and she can take care of herself. But here's what Mama does. She gets up in the middle of the night and her sugar has bottomed out and she passes out. Or she'll say she's weak. And if I'm not here, she tries to go get her something to eat or something. Or she takes something to the bed with her most of the time. But she has fallen several times at night. So here's the way it kind of come about. About 11:30 one night, we had some nut running around in a 30-mile radius here. And they were robbing people. And what they would do is they'd go up on their doors and knock. And people, they wouldn't answer. They'd say some name or something. People would open the door and they'd push the door in on them. So I don't live far from here. So Mama called me. She heard a knock. And Maggie heard it. And Maggie went crazy. About 11:30 to 12. And I was over here in 2 shakes for lamb's tail. And there wasn't nobody here. I went all around the house. I checked around the barn. I checked the whole place. Never did see nobody. There's probably someone laying somewhere watching me. I don't know. But it unnerved Mom. And up until this point, ever since Daddy passed, I said, you want me to stay with you? Are you afraid? Nope. I ain't afraid. Nope. You don't stay with me. I'm fine. I go home. I used to call her first thing in the morning. I'd tell her, if you have any problems tonight, call me. So that night, I came back and went got my stuff and came back and stayed with her that night. So the next night I worked late and I come in and I just stayed anyway. Because I've always had a bedroom here. And so 3 nights in, I was getting ready to go home the next night. Anyway, I hear a noise. Bad noise. In the mid, like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, I jump up and run. Now, y'all gonna laugh when you hear this, because now that it's over, it's funny. Before I even could get to her, she was hollering and saying, I'm fine. Go on back to bed. I am fine. I go in her bedroom, and she is laying on top of an electric heater. Well, her leg is over it. She fell backwards over the heater. Heater kicked off, but it was still hot. And she's sitting up at this point and said, I can get up. I'm fine, going back to bed. I said, okay, Mama, that sounds like a good idea. I'll leave you laying here on the electric heater. That's what you're dealing with, folks. Independence. So I did let her get up because she won't let you help her up. But I did move the heater. And she said, I had one of my disease spells. I need something. So she was, by then, she was getting clammy and white, and her sugar had bottomed out. And
you tell everything you know.
Well, they asked Mom.
Oh, sure they is.
And so then one time she fell backwards over a fan and it running.
Oh, I was in the basement that time.
So she has these little spells. Most of the time she's fine. She can drive and all that. And when she's awake, she controls it. But she wakes up and it's too low. But she don't wake up in time to be able to go and do something. So it just worries me. So I started staying here more and more. And so now pretty much I'm here most of the time. But it's just both of us. And the house is big enough we don't have to, you know.
We could have 2 more and still have plenty enough bedrooms.
We've got bedrooms, and I've always had a bedroom here. Mama insisted that I not do anything in my bedroom when I left, didn't you, Mama? But, yeah, that's the way it goes most of the time. I can't, if y'all froze up, did I freeze you up talking to you?
Put them to sleep.
I think I froze them up. I have lived all over different places in my whole life. I've lived different places for work. I've lived different areas around. So it's just what you do. Thank you, Cindy. I think I froze y'all up. I'm waiting for you to move. Okay, there you moved. Okay, we're back. Dexicon gives me some. Yeah, the Dexicon, I've heard of that. You can do those things on your. And I've threatened to get Mama one, but she's not on insulin or anything, and you can't get those unless you're. She's just on pills. And her sugar, she's under real good control. Now she's only had any night spells in several months.
I'm doing better.
I did get an intercom system because a couple of months ago, she had hollered for a minute, I didn't wake up. And that's unusual. I wake up at anything. I must just been in the right stage of sleep. But I've always told her, if you can't wake me up by hollering, throw something. Throw a mirror. I don't care what it is. Throw it. So she had thrown a hairspray can on the tile floor. If you want to wake up somebody in the middle of the night that's sound sleeper, throw that hairspray can on a tile floor. I woke up about halfway down the hall. I don't even remember the half. I just remember waking up and going, what on earth? And sure enough, she needed some orange juice. So I'm telling you, hairspray cans on the tile floor makes a great alarm. But now I've got an intercom system so she can push a button.
You're a big blabber, man. I'm telling you.
Mama hates all that. She hates anything that keeps her from being totally independent. She is totally independent. She just has that sugar deal. But she's done much better, aren't you, Mama?
I'm trying my best to.
It's not hot, but it's still good.
No,
All right, folks, let's look at this soup. Mama's been over there whirling and twirling with her potion. Now, that's just about the right amount. Look at those beans, 2 cans of beans. Let's talk about this recipe because I guarantee y'all don't know what we put in it because I don't know, and I opened the cans. So, you start out with a pound of chuck and a little bit of onions.
and salt and pepper.
How much onions?
Just a small onion. I didn't use a whole.
Like a small, medium.
Small onion.
And a half a head of cabbage. I know that. See, there's the ground chuck. 2 cans of dark red kidney beans. How many tomatoes? 3 cans of whole tomatoes, and she mashed them up. And no juice this time?
I didn't open the juice. I thought
So there was no juice.
we'll have to put it in it when we do.
I started saying, I like a little juicier than this, but that's good and hearty.
Yeah.
You don't want to put no juice in it?
We'll put some in the next go around. We'll just take the juice out of it. I'm just wanting to eat.
And what was the other you put in here? What else you put in?
You all season the steak
Salt.
and the onion, garlic, the fancy, what is it, Southern? Oh, no,
Fancy Steakhouse
Fancy steakhouse.
and Southern Secret.
Well, I had
A picture's worth 1,000 stumbling words. So this is what we use: Fancy Steakhouse and Southern Secret and salt and pepper. That's it. All right. Now, somebody said one time, John didn't give Mama enough soup or chili to even eat. I can't believe he didn't give her no more than that. They didn't say I gave myself the same amount. That's why we eat hot stuff. Mama taught me that years ago. You put a spoonful or two in there, and that's hot. But it'll cool down real quick. Mama, you got more than I do.
Oh, here, let me dip you some more.
No. And it'll cool down. You can eat it, and you can add more. It's not a one-time thing. So that's what we do.
My daddy always told us, get out a little. If you eat it and like it, then you can always go back and get a little more.
I've seen people fill their bowl up, and then they spend the next 15 minutes going.
That's why your daddy would want it.
We just put a little, stir it, and it'll cool down. It's easy to eat. Let's bless it, Mama. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful meal. We thank you for the nourishment of our bodies with it, dear Lord. And thank you for these precious hands who prepared it, Lord. And we just ask you to watch over us, lead, guide, and direct us. Give us the words to say and the actions to do that will lead somebody to you, dear Lord. And dear Lord, we ask for all the prayer requests that are out there. Many, many prayer requests of sick and need. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll answer each and every one of those. And dear Lord, we just want you to put a hedge of protection on us and everyone watching tonight. In your precious name we pray. Amen. So see by now, it's almost cool enough you could eat it. The cabbage don't cook plumb away in this. Sometimes, if you fry it or something, your cabbage just dissolves. But that's good cabbage right there.
It was solid cabbage, it's cooked down a lot.
Uh-huh.
I thought you could see it was cabbage.
I love when you cabbage in it. I like cabbage in my vegetable soup, though. This is delicious, Mama.
Thank you.
You
I haven't
seasoned it?
tasted it yet.
Oh, I did? That's cool. You got it seasoned just right. Delicious.
Was you ever told don't play in your food like I'm doing? Yeah.
Of course, Mama. I know y'all have seen us make this before, but we love it. It's a staple around here pretty much a couple of times a month because it's so quick and easy, and it's filling, and it's quick to put together. And you can put this with something else. Like you can do this with grilled cheese. You can do this with, well, any kind of sandwich, really.
I usually just eat the soup, nothing with it.
We don't. Somebody said the other night, John, why don't you and Mama ever fix sides with your stuff or bread? Well, we're trying to cut back on bread. We used to be big cornbread people and biscuit people, or rolls, but we learned it's just as satisfying without the bread. Almost, you know.
I used to always make you cornbread for this.
We always had cornbread muffins with soup, but you know, I miss them. I do. By the time you eat cornbread with butter on it, and then you eat soup, and then you're...
We always had to have butter, which is not healthy.
Better quit talking about it now. I miss it. It's healthier. There's a reason we don't. And as far as sides go, if we fix a meal, normally 1 or 2 sides is all we will eat. And then we'll have a bunch of leftovers. So, like meatloaf and peas and mashed potatoes. That's all we do. We're pretty well. I guess other people have more sides. Because some people have been asking, y'all don't have much sides, or you don't have... We're bad. We're bad about just fixing one thing sometime and calling it... We have fixed a meatloaf before and just had meatloaf with a piece of light bread and not do any sides. Mama, how come we can't be in there together tonight?
I leaned the wrong way, maybe.
So sometimes we do stuff like that. But if we're going to have soup, usually it's soup. If we have chili, we have chili. Every once in a blue moon, I guess go back to school days, I like to fix cheese toast with chili. And sometimes we'll fix extra something to show you all something, just because it's a good opportunity to show you how we do that. But that right there's feeling good. So has anybody got any questions about the soup? The soup looks really good. It is, Joanne. That piece of cabbage looks delicious. Thank you, Nancy. It is good. I love the cabbage too, Carolyn. That core, I could probably eat it, and I can see why people would, kind of like a raw potato. But it was hot.
I don't eat cabbage cores.
It wasn't hot like good old Frank's Red Hot Sauce either. I'm here. I'm posting the recipe. Nola's here, and she's posting the recipe. Thank you, Miss Nola. Love cabbage soup. Elizabeth, this originally started out as Shoney's salad bar soup recipe. And I don't know if Mama's changed it or not. Have you, Mama?
I just make it like I think they make theirs, what's in it when I eat it.
That's what she said. I am making
Me
my
and my oldest sister love
soup
it.
tomorrow. Yours looks great. Linda, enjoy that soup. It's a soup time. It's spring, but it's soup time.
We're supposed to be cool and rainy for the next three days or so.
It's gonna be like fall. We've had March, February breaks some days from March. Now March is here, and February's paying it back. That's what my granny always said. You ever heard that? It's true. March will always lend February a few days where it's really nice weather, and then February will pay him back. That's just the way it goes. I don't know. I guess we're in redbud winter.
They're in bloom. And Bradford Powers is in bloom.
I have a friend.
Cypress is in bloom.
I have a friend, and he knows all that stuff. He writes an article for the paper and everything. Anytime I have a question nature related, I can go to him and he'll give me the good answer. I need to get with him and get him to tell us about these winters.
That would be beneficial.
Would be. Good times. Thank you, Becky.
I don't know what winter you'd call this, because redbuds are in bloom a little earlier. The Cypress is in bloom. The Bradford Powers is all in bloom.
I don't think there's a Bradford Pear winter.
No, but it's all in bloom right now. And
I'd say I've heard my whole life redbud winter,
yeah, Cypress.
and I did not know why they call them redbuds. Somebody that wasn't sure on colors named onions and trees, because they are definitely purple. Purple onions.
I always
purple
call
buds.
them purple onions. You're the one picked up calls them red.
That's what they call them. Purple buds, but they're red. There's no red about them. They are a true, not hot pink, but they're a true purple.
Some of them's lavender and some's more purplish.
But none of them's red.
Mm-mm.
Never seen a red one. Even the buds look purple to me. So I don't know. But we'll have redbud winter. We'll have dogwood winter. We'll have blackberry winter. We'll have Easter squall.
Mm-hmm.
Easter squall's not a winter, it's a squall.
It's usually snow and stuff.
Yeah.
You better get to eating. We're gonna have
All right, folks. Mama, got anything to add?
No, I'm eating.
That's not her earphone. You're talking too much. Signal. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.